ya maksudnya lah. So silakan Cik Ricky.
Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you Tuan DDF, Tuan Abang. Okay. Good morning Yang Bahagia Datuk, Tuan Jack and Tuan Abang, and then Head of Divisions, Senior Officers from FD and other agencies. Ladies and gentlemen and all the fellow colleagues. Today it was my great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you. Okay. During this difficult time, I could say it, during the MCO, to listen to my presentations with a title of "We have not won yet, but we have not failed either." Okay, which is focusing more on the forest management certifications. Okay, well, as we all know that since last year, the state government have come out with the policy on the forest management certifications requiring all the long-term forest timber license to obtain forest management certification by the year 2022. So today, I'm glad to share with you all, okay, on the achievements that has been made so far. All right. As you can see in the background, is one of our longover forests in one of our FMU. It could be harvested between 10 to 20 years ago. Okay, the forest looks very good, but in terms of the quality itself, getting less tetracaps, it could be one of the challenges to us later on how we want to increase the commercial value of the forest itself, especially on how to increase the total number of deep tetracap in our forests. Okay. Without further ado, I'm going to look into the presentation's outline. Okay, I'm going to talk about what is the...
Cik Ricky, boleh show full screen sih, full screen.
Full screen? Okay, alright. Okay, here's the presentation outline. First, I'm going to talk about what is the current scenario of the logging in Sarawak. All right, and then the overview of it, and then the policy of the forest management certifications, some issues and challenges, way forwards, and the conclusion as a whole. Okay. Yeah, this is a normal scenario. I can see that. If we go to the ground, we go to the harvesting area. This is the normal situation on the ground, okay? If we didn't do proper management, or not a proper management, proper implementations of the existing requirements, whatsoever, this is going to be happen, okay? First, if we look into some of the erosions over there, all right? This is the thing that we don't want to do. This is the more to the conventional logging. All right, and then of course will later on give a bad image to the state if somebody is going to detect it later on. Okay, so we don't want this kind of thing to be happen. Here is one of the, I still shows some of the erosions. Okay, if you can see the erosions is quite, it's quite bad actually. We need to do something on how we want to rehabilitate some of the area that has been affected. Okay, then due to the erosion, will coming down to the river, and it will affect the sedimentation, siltations, and then coming to the end, our river will become, become the TC Peng. Okay, I think it's quite a challenge for us. For our engineer later on how to do a proper constructions of our forest logging road, okay? Because we know the most common thing and the harvesting activities that contribute to the higher erosion or higher sedimentations of the river is due to the improper road constructions, improper logging road constructions, okay? So even during the forest management certification, we need to have a proper supervision on how to do the things. In this kind of thing, we need to get help from each and every one of us to taking care on how we want to do things better later on. Okay, this picture shows some of the lesson area that has been harvested by using the reduced impact logging and the conventional logging. Okay, this picture is taken somewhere in 1998. It was our first reduced impact logging trial that has been conducted in the MFMA, Model Forest Management Area, somewhere in Balinyan, I think. There's a huge difference between the area harvested using the RL system and the conventional practices. Okay. Here is some other examples of what is the implication, I mean the impact of the harvesting by using the conventional. Even after 2 years after harvesting, you still can see the ski trails is not being covered yet could be due to the heavy extractions of the logs over that particular area. And then if we do the RL, this picture was taken using a drone actually. And then even immediately after harvesting, you still can see the forest is still intact. Okay, that is one of the advantage, one of the good things if you want to practice the reduced impact logging system. Okay, I start to show this picture actually means that our forest is no longer oblivious to the world's scrutiny. Means that beside God, somebody is watching us. Okay, this is some of the NGOs or whatever later on, especially the Global Watch. Last time, it's quite difficult for us later on to counter back all the allegations about the conventional loggings that happen in our state. I don't want this kind of thing to be happen in our forest timber license area. So it's a good move by the state that we want to strengthen our forest management by using the forest management certifications. Okay, and then this is the area taken over the one of our FMU that has been certified since 2008. Okay. It was clearly shows that the forest is still there, and then the less opening of the forest, and then the less bay area being exposed. To me, no doubt that the forest management certification contribute to the environmental stability, and then we're taking care of the environment. All right. So this kind of thing that we need to pursue in the years to come. Right here, again, some of the example of the conversion of the forest area between the RL and the conventional logging. This picture also taken by using a drone. Okay, you can see the conventional still the bay area, exposed area is here and there. Okay, without a proper ski trail alignment. This thing will be happen and will create bad reputations or bad things to the environment later on, as compared to if we want to use the reduced impact logging. All right. Well, here is some of the overview of the forest management certifications. Okay, as we all know that SFM consists of the 3 pillars. All right. It must be environmental friendly, socially acceptable, and economically viable. FMC, okay, forest management certification is to strengthen the SFM by ensuring the 3 main pillars, environment, economic, and social, address and the management of FMU. Through that, each of the FMU are required to develop their own forest management plan. I will talk further on this later on. Okay, later on, if we want to get the certified, they have to formulation. We have to use the Malaysian criteria indicator, which consists of 9 principles, 47 criteria, 97 indicators, and 307 verifiers, which they need to comply later on. Okay. Beside that, we also have the the national level. We also have the MCNI forest plantation. But later on, these two will be combined. Okay. During the standard review committee, we have decided that to combine the principles or to combine MCI for natural forest and forest plantation by using one what do you call it? One document only. All right. Here is what is a forest management certification all about. Okay. It was a confirmation of a compliance of a forest management principle with an agreed set of rules expressed in the form of principles, criteria, indicators, and management specifications. Okay. Hold on, I need to charge the battery first. Okay. Indirectly, when we talk about certification, it was a tool. Okay, it was a tool on how we want to assess the sustainable forest management. Okay, that's important. It's very important. Okay, because if somebody says that we are the best forest manager in the world without any certificate, it's just like we are means to be a jago kampung only lah. Okay, so we need to have a certificate, right, in order to verify that we are doing good things to our forests. For example, some of the principles, for example, principle number 5 of the benefit from the forest, okay, and then the criteria in the forest management should minimize the waste derived from the harvesting and on-site processing, okay, due to the harvesting activities. And then the indicator, you must have what is the ability and the implementation and how's the implementation of the guideline of the RL. And the verifier later on, the assessor later on will check on our guidelines. Here we do have the guidelines on the reduce impact logging. They have to do it by using the field visit and documentation review. Well, they have to interview the timber operators and also doing some of the block checking. Means they have to go to the ground, okay, asking here and there whether you know what is the certification is all about. This is very important, okay. That's why training is very important in this forest management certifications. And then we need to build up our capacity buildings for us to to further move on how we want to deal with this forest management certifications. Why? Okay. People always, why you go for the certification, forest management certification? All right. First, of course, we are advocating responsible forestry, and then we need to comply with the harvesting standard. We need to comply with international recognized standards. Okay. At the same time, we need to address the issue. Instead of avoiding it, all right? And then it's a part of the third-party auditing for check and balance purposes. All of these for the purpose of in order to manage our forest sustainably. Okay. And then secondly is towards the self-regulatory approach. Of course, each of the FMU who want to go for the certification, they need to prepare the forest management plan by themselves. Besides that, they also need to prepare the standard operating procedures. Later on, the auditor, we're going to check on all of this, whether they are required to fulfill all the requirements or not. All right, this is very important. They have to do the buffer zone by themselves, okay? And then they have to do the marking of the boundary. They have to do the XCV. They have to monitor the wildlife, everything. Okay, whatever they are written there, whatever they are written in their management plan, they have to comply with. All right, and this forest management plan was approved, need to be approved by our forest management certification technical committee, which is chaired by the PF itself. All right. And then through the forest management certification, it was a genuine intentions was that to ensure that our stateful and long-term forest management is being recognized. Okay, this is in line with our visions. Okay, we want to be globally recognized in sustainable forest management. In order to do that, to achieve that, we need to have the forest management certification. All right, this is very important. Okay, for us to show to the world that we are doing something good in our forest management. Okay, beside that, it's also derived by the market demand. Every here and there, okay, most of the country are looking for the log come out from, or the timber come out from the forest management certification area. All right, for example, Olympic Tokyo, they come out here. Okay, all the construction material, wood-based material must come out from the certification area. They are not allowed non-certified wood to be used as one of the construction material for the Olympic, for constructions of the Olympic stadiums. All right, you can see that there's a huge demand on the on the timber from certified area. Besides that, there's some other international companies, just like an IKEA, or Logo, or whatsoever. They also require the timber derived from certification area. Well, this is the most important things. Through forest management certifications, it was a good opportunity for the state government to improve the state image. And also to enhance our forest management system. It's also to strengthen the state's credibility and pursuing the long-term improvement of the forest management practices. Okay, this is very important. We want to have fit that we are going to manage our forest area sustainably. All right. Oh. Hey, something wrong, huh? Okay. Here is our certified FMU so far. At this moment, we're able to achieve 955,676,000 hectare. Okay. I don't know what happened. All right. Be the line problems. Okay, here is a list of our list of the certified FMU area in Sarawak so far. Okay, as I mentioned just now that we have almost achieved 1 million. Okay, it was a great achievement for this year. All right, so far we have 10 FMU that has been certified. I want to take this opportunity to thank all those persons involved with the certifications, and also to our FMU holders who is actively involved in this forest management certifications activities. Okay. Okay, now I go to the forest management certification policy directions. Okay, here is some of the statements that has been produced by media and also by our PS during the time that we have shown. We want to show our commitments towards the implementations of the forest management certifications. All right. here are also some of the media statements that that some of the NGOs, some of the organizations welcomes our efforts in order to implement the forest management certification in the state. Okay. Here is the policy directions. In 2018, our Dato, during the time he's not Dato yet, okay, he come out with a circular. We call it circular number 4, 2018, that required all the all long-term forest timber license to implement the forest management certifications. Okay, and then after that, I think last year, Dato PS also come out with a new policy directions for the forest management certifications that requiring all the forest timber license to obtain the forest management certifications. One of the advantage, if they want to get the forest management certification, says later on they might have to enjoy the 6 years license tenure. But before that, they have to fulfill some of the condition, right? We call it forest management certification license conditions, which has been being drafted now, and I hope these things will come out by this year. All right. Here is our target. We want to implement the forest management certification for all long-term forest timber license areas in Sarawak by 2022. All right. It was a great challenge for us, actually. Well, here is the plan on what is the achievement of target that we have so far in the year 2022 to go for the year 2022. Before this, in 2008, there's only one FMU certified. Okay. During the time is Anamuput FMU with the area of 83,000 hectare. During the time, it was still the voluntary. And then in 2014, there's a mandatory for the forest management certification for all forest timber license at the heart of Borneo to get the area certified. Okay. And then last year, there's a policy that's saying there's a mandatory for all the forest timber license, long-term forest timber license to get the area certified. All right. Our target area actually is quite big. Okay. It's around 4.9 million hectare. Consists of 106 forest timber license. I don't know whether we can achieve it or not. Okay. So far, 10 forest management area unit has been certified with an area almost 1 million. Beside that, 5 forest plantation also has been certified with an area of 67,000 plus million. And then 167,000. And then the area that total area of the FMP that has been approved by the committee so far is around 2.3 million hectare. Okay, the figure is up to the April 2022. All right, we are going to have more forest management certification timber committee later on. If the forest timber license submitted the FMP later on. All right. Here, as I mentioned before, here is the list of the FMU that has been certified. So far, we have 10 FMU with a total area of 9.5676 hectare. The latest is Jerenai FMU, which is located in the Baram area. Anamuput is Bintulu. Ravenscourt is Lawas. Kapit, of course, in Kapit. Reflex also in Kapit. Linau is also in Bintulu. Bahau Kahe is a Kapit area. Ulu Terusan is Lawas. Melatai Para is a Kapit area. Okay. And then the Pasin is a Taan area, also Kapit area. Of course, the latest one is a Jerenai. Before that is a Pasin. All right. Here is some of the FMU that has undergone the second stage audit. All right, there's the balance is there's another five FMU, okay, which undergone the stage 2 audit with a total area with 4 to 6 at 25. It is going to be our bank later on, okay. I could consider it's a bank for this year. I hope they can get the area to be certified by this year so that we can increase our certification area in the state. Well, this is some of the issues and challenges that we are facing. All right. First is, of course, is need the adequate skilled manpower. We need to have staff who know how to do the reduced impact logging, and then HCV, conduct the high conservation value, identify the area, and so on, and also conducting the social impact assessment, right? And then beside that, they have to do the wildlife inventory, okay? Monitor the wildlife, the presence of the wildlife over the FMU, and also they have to conduct the forest resource assessment, as well as establishment of the permanent sample plot. We need to have adequate skilled manpower to do that. We need to do it together with the licensee, okay? And then some of the issue also, there's reductions in the log productions and the revenue. As we all know that most of our forest area now enter into the second re-entry or third re-entry. Of course, the productions inside the forest area is very low. Okay, there is no doubt about it. Well, not only that, our intention later on, we want to increase more tetracap trees in the forest itself. All right, we cannot afford to lose such a good species in our forest area. So please, later on when we do the enrichment activities, enrichment planting activities, please consider more on how to plant tetracaps in our forest area. Beside that, one of the ways in order to increase our log productions, we need to more focus on the PES, payment for ecosystem services, which also can generate some of the income to the state. For example, through the carbon trading project, and also the water. Okay, so we need to have something which is an alternative towards on how we want to increase the revenue to the state. And then the control of annual harvesting is based on the coup year. Okay, for the forest management certification, it must be following the cutting cycles. Okay, 25 years, or some of the FMU are using 30 years. Depends on the size of the area. Okay, I would like to comment also on what is the cutting cycle and the cutting period. Okay, cutting cycle is the most important things, but that the forests need to recover very well in order to produce better results in the future. And meantime, cutting period is the period of harvesting for that particular FMU. Some of the FMU they go for the 15 coups, and then they have to. Some of them also go for 20 coups, and then they have to abandon the area, make the area dormant for another 10 years or 15 years, 10 years or 5 years before they can harvest it later on. Okay, that is the most important things for us to monitor the implementation go through the existing forest management plan. All right. Beside that, by implementing the forest management certification, did also increase some of the implementation costs, especially on the auditing fees, ground preparations, and data collections later on. Of course, when I got some of the figures from our FMU, the cost for the certification is around 5 ringgit per cubic meter. They use the cubic meter. And then some of the FMU also using the area. I can't remember the figure, but I got the figure. But I can't remember it. All right. But and then the other thing is around the most important thing is willingness to accept policies and change. I would prefer this thing as an attitude, okay? How we want to change the attitudes of the loggers, of our current loggers, okay? So that is the most important things. And beside that, there's a migration from conventional logging to reduced impact logging. That also difficult, okay? We need to conduct more training on reduced impact logging for them not to continue with the conventional logging system, which can cause huge damage to the environment itself. All right? For the way forward, we need to have a continuous engagement with the relevant stakeholders, especially the local communities, with STA, with the, of course, with the existing FMUs, and then the most important thing is to those people living adjacent or inside the FMU itself, I can consider as the local communities. And then we need to enhance our capacity building. We need to conduct more trainings, okay, on the, especially on the conducting on the PSP, FRA, SIA, XCB, okay, and then reduce impact logging itself, which is very important, because we know that reduce impact logging is one of the important tools on how we want to achieve the sustainable forest management. All right. Beside that, we need to use the up-to-date technologies, for example, by using the drone technologies on how we want to identify the suitable skid trails inside the blocks, where we only allow the tractor operator to operate within the marked skid trails, and then they only concentrate to fell the trees which has been marked. Okay, and then beside that, this is so important. We need to intensify research and development in order to support the decision making later on. For that, I need to. I already pointed some of the points during the BSC meeting last time, but I need to emphasize again that we need to have the very good data, especially on the crop and yield, okay, for us to prepare the AAC later on, okay, and then we need to find ways on how to identify our high conservation value forests, conducting the social impact assessment, developing the social community development project, okay, and then the monitoring of our wildlife over the FMU area. All of this is very important for us, for the decision makers to make a decisions, which is we have something that we can rely on, okay, especially on even till now we cannot have what is the minimum economic cut for our forest area. Okay, this is very important. Okay, for us later on, when we know the minimum economic cut, later on we know what is the, if the area is below the minimum economic cut, then we might have to turn that area into the enrichment planting. Okay, this kind of information is very important for us to make a decisions. All right. The most important things that I can highlight in here is we need to have receive a full support from forest department staff. Okay, especially our PHW. Okay, kami itu nak minta tolong kita, support lah. Macam ni nak mula forest management certification tu. Okay, we do it together. Okay, we do it as a team. If we get, if you guys has a problem or whatsoever, just contact us. Okay, we want to make sure that all the implementation of forest management activities, forest management certification activities to be properly done on the ground. With that, we need to have a full support from our regional forest office, okay, in order to monitor, supervise the implementation of the RAL later on, checking of the RAL, okay, before the third party will do the conducting, checking on us again. Okay, when the third party, they also try to check what we have done so far. Okay, and then we need to reply, and we need to answer. We are subject to answerable to the auditors also. So when auditors come and see you, please jangan takut, jangan takut. Normally the auditor is not a fine fall. Okay, It's not a fine fault. It's how we want to do things better. Okay, so we need the cooperation. Okay, from the auditors also need the cooperation from the regional forest services later on. Besides that, RFO also are required to lead the what they call it SFM license committee meeting. Okay, you must know SFM license committee. Okay, you must know what is going on over your area. All right, so that it will affect the, it will not affect the, it will of course it will increase the smoothen implementations of the forest management activities over the ground later on. Okay, despite tight timeline given to get all the long-term forest timber license certified, and then mounting of labs and consultations and paperwork, and then we need to conduct the site supervisions. I think our tireless efforts, okay, as a team, I think we deserve to be given a fair recognition. Hence, we have not yet won yet, but we have not failed either. So with that, ending up my presentation, of course, the picture is very good, saying that the certification is good. Okay, with that, I end up the presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Terima kasih JP.
Gambar acak belakang.
Ya lah. Nak tepuk tangan saya dapat tu. So terima kasih banyak-banyak Cik Riki. Dia telah membentangkan satu tajuk yang agak so bagi saya senang dipahami jugalah. Beliau telah menyentuh sikit, secara ringkasnya beliau telah menyentuh sikit mengenai sedikit dasar mengenai persediaan hutan, keperluan-keperluannya dan apakah cabaran dan gaps yang perlu kita ketahui dalam persediaan hutan, dan dia juga telah menunjukkan sedikit data. So we are almost there, almost 1 million. Tahun ini kita sasarkan untuk mencapai 1 juta kawasan yang certified. So all in all, kalau yang second stage audit itu dah berjaya, that mean kita boleh cecah gap 1.5 juta tahun ini. Tapi kita masih jauh daripada sasaran 4.9 juta. Jadi walau bagaimanapun satu benda yang boleh kita banggakan juga, sebab kita bermula pada tahun 2004. So sampai tahun 2020, so kita dah achieve lebih kurang 10, almost 1 million. Jadi walaupun yalah slow tapi dia bergerak. Jadi it's not easy untuk menjalankan persediaan hutan. Kalau tuan-tuan berada dalam senario ni, baru tuan-tuan tahulah. Dan saya ingin jelaskan juga sini, kita memerlukan sokongan daripada semua pihak, daripada Jabatan Wilayah dan juga daripada stakeholder kita, sebab Jabatan Hutan, untuk maklumat tuan-tuan, Jabatan Hutan merupakan salah satu auditi juga dalam proses pengauditan FMU ni. So kita juga akan diaudit. Jadi sebab itulah bila ada audit stage 1 dan stage 2 di peringkat FMU, kita juga akan hadir di sana dan kita juga akan diaudit. Jadi kita juga akan memberi penjelasan berhubung dengan perkara yang dibangkitkan oleh pihak auditor lah. Jadi so saya buka sesi untuk soalan kalau ada soalan. So boleh unmute lah mikrofon kalau siapa yang nak ada soalan. Silakan. Ada soalan daripada semua tu peserta pagi ni? Cik Abizul, ada soalan Cik Abizul? Kalau tengok dalam chat ni ada soalan daripada Cik Abizul. Ada soalan? Kalau ada soalan?
Okey, Faizal tu.
Okay.
Okay, in fact, I just want to give a comment and also one question actually. Komennya tentang all the activities that is done on SFM yang mendapat kita include every division yang berkaitan lah dalam formulating all the requirement, especially macam R&D. Sebab kadang-kadang mungkin terlepas pandang ke apa ke, tapi bila kita nanggap dalam SFM, some of it is apa yang kata oleh Encik Ricky tadi, R&D is very important. So mengapa kita includekan sekali dalam formulation of SFM apa yang perlu kita letakkan dalam SFM supaya all the division dapat ada komitmen masing-masing. Bukan yang ditunggah last minute, tapi mendapat kita daripada awal kita melibatkan setidaknya supaya komitmen yang ada. Kita tahu daripada awal, okay, what are the things needed, what are the things required. Ya, komen lah. And then question saya tu adalah, kita ada start SFM certification well before 2010. Tapi mun ditangga projection for SFM nya adalah untuk sustainable of our forest production. Tapi our forest production is decreasing annually. So are there any things dalam kita pun SFM yang is not well click dengan benda lain yang sepatutnya untuk SFM kita sustainable forest kita pun production. Tapi why our production is always decreasing every year? Adakah sebab kemungkinan macam certain area yang diberi one logging cycle for 25 years. After that, betul kan saya salah. Adakah after 25 years botnya boleh masuk ke that area balik, tetapi disebabkan oleh pertukaran management of that logging company, beside giving them 25 years, after 10 years tukar company, that area can be logged again. After the new management of a new company start yang pun operationalize dalam area. Adakah ia akan menyebabkan kita pun polisi kita pun bercanggah dengan apa yang dari pola ini tu? Okay, ya, soalan saya lah. Okay, terima kasih.
Silakan Cheriki.
Okay, thanks for the comment and the questions, Chu. Okay, with regard to the training, so far we have conducted many trainings actually. Okay, so far we have do it in maybe, okay, maybe Bintulu, and then for Cebu we concentrate with the all the FMU owners. All right. And then beside that, during the SFC times, I have to congratulate SFC also. They're also able to conduct the reduced impact logging training, which is also involve FMU owners and some of our staff. Okay, I do agree with you that we need to conduct more training on the reduced impact logging later on. All right. And then second questions with regard to the low productions of the area. Okay, even though that we start the certification somewhere, people say it's quite late. Okay, why we're doing it now? Mun jawab mantak lah, mun jawab mantak. I can say it, you need to save the best for last. Okay, save the best for last, and then of course we must know that our area has been harvested so many times, I can say it, okay, so to say it, but this is the real thing happens on the ground, all right? So this is why we need to have the forest management certification, which requiring third-party assessments in order for us to make sure that all the harvesting activities, all the forest management activities are in line with the international standards. Now we didn't talk about the local standards anymore. We talk about the international standards. So that is the most important things. Huh? Okay, am I answer the questions? Okay, Tuan Abang.
Okay, can I add something here, Tuan Abang? Because apa yang dalam my first comment is, if any forest management certification yang perlu dilakukan kepada any areas, if possible to get other division yang berkaitan macam RDID, macam SFD, RFD, untuk duduk sama-sama berbincang and brainstorm.
Okay.
Sebab apa yang saya lihat now is that all the policies have been made there, but the other division yang berkaitan only being notified later stage, rather than we contributing to the system, we are being asked to implement. Sebab kadang-kadang benda ya to participate and to implement is two different things, bah. So if possible that all the division yang berkaitan kita libatkan daripada awal lagi, supaya kita dah dapat kita sama-sama kita brainstorm kepada one SFM yang boleh kata 95% proof. Kita sih kan dapat sampai 100% lah. The one is for sure. Tapi kita libatkan semua sebab different thinking coming from outside the box, maybe kita boleh gunakan. Okay? Ya aja komen saya lah. Thank you Mr. Ricky. Thank you Tuan Abang.
Okay, terima kasih Encik Faizal. Tapi
okay, thanks for your.
Boleh saya komen?
Boleh. Dia kena tahu.
Okay, selamat pagi sekali lagi. Thank you very much to Mr. Ricky for a very interesting presentation. For certification, we have not won yet, but we have not failed either. Very good topic actually. Kalau dalam bahasa Sarawak tu macam salah macam selagi forest department lagi hidup, we will ngelaban kata-katanya. Lagi hidup kita akan we will akan ngelaban selama-lamanya untuk kita achieve this target. So since this is the opportunity for me to BBPU, at least the whole Sarawak can hear what we mean, the forest management certification and why we put this into policy. I think this is the good platform. Sekali lagi lah. So let we see the history of this forest management certification in Sarawak lah. Okay. So memang a bit I tend to agree with Marfaisal tadi lah. I think we are a bit slow with, in terms of our pace. But never mind, we are slowly, but they will be surely. But we will make sure that our forest in Sarawak will be certified. Walaupun sampai 2020, but we try to achieve what we have put up a target. Okay, one times there is some party very pessimistic on our effort actually. Tentang forest management certification ni. They tend to say that there is some sort of no light at the end of the tunnel. You know, macam dah we are maraba-raba, there will be no ending with our effort. And then you know what I said? Hey man, if there is no light within the tunnel, I will bring the torchlight to this tunnel. So our history in Sarawak, we have one of our FMU, I think 15 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years or 15 years ago. This is only one FMU in Sarawak, iaitu 84,000 hektar, ZT in Bintulu. Okay, so and then we start by 2014. Bila Tok Nan datang, we start impose it mandatory. So we start a very small area lah, in heart of Borneo in 2014. So we start in heart of Borneo. We said that we want to impose this certification mandatory within this heart of Borneo. Okay, and then by 17-18, once Abang Jo masuk, and then kita pun persuade him, so we want it to be extend this area. So he agree with our policy. We extend this policy of forest management certification to all our forest timber license, especially the long-term area. Okay, so that's why banyaklah halangan lah. So the industry will gamble, bising, madah like what Encik Marfaisal said lah, production will be akan turun, tiada ada. Memang it's true. That's why I said yesterday, macam productions lowered our production. It seems that this is purposely done by us actually, because we impose this all this policy for certification, because certain area, certain amount of volume aja yang boleh ditebang di dalam kawasan-kawasan FMU ni. So this is memang we want it to be sustainable. That's why the environmental sustainability and stewardship. This is our policy now. This is not about the economic viable aja. Because SFM, if we want to betul-betul SFM, it's not like SFM yang kita cerita few lama dulu lah. Yang mana is SFM, that one is gila kayu banyak, that one is SFM. Bayu keluar banyak local production, is SFM. No, that one is not SFM actually. SFM dalam erti kata yang kita betul-betul is we have 3 pillars. Environmental friendly, we want to ensure that environment kita terjaga. Kan, Wiki ya? Social, social part kita pun ada kurang dulu. I think baru aja, I think 5-6 tahun yang ini ya, bawa kita put our effort on social part, and then Ekonomi tu memang lama dah lah, lebih 50 tahun memang dari segi ekonomi viable kan. So these 3 pillar mesti ada dalam SFM-nya. So that's why we are I'm very happy actually, and want to congratulate all of you, especially the PMD to coordinate all this one. We have already 10 FMU yang ada di Sarawak, and then we almost achieve 1 million hectare, 955,676 hectares. So that means dekat dah dengan target. Saya pun target at least for this year we capai 1 million. I think this I'm very happy actually. But I believe lah we can achieve 1.5 million for this year. So this is what we want to do. And Kapit, I think kalau kita nanggah tadi this is my comment lah. Kapit will be one of the area yang paling banyak FMU. We will strengthen the Kapit area because based on that one Ricky tadi figures, I think most of our FMU are within the Kapit area. But kalau kita nanggah Kapit, kita pun waktu banyak. Okay, that's why we want to strengthen the Kapit office. We want to put more people in Kapit area. We want to enlarge our office in Kapit. Put more manpower. Put more on program in Kapit later on. Once we have all this FMU yang ada di Kapit ini lah. Okay, so memang there is so many challenges yang akan kita hadapi akan masa depan apabila kita melaksanakan yang what about the area yang dapat di certified, kan? There is some area that cannot be certified. How we want to melihat area-area macam ni. So never mind, that is a challenge. Memang kita akan pergi satu persatu. Memang kita dan kita pun ada di jabatan, we have Ricky, we call it Forest Management Certification Committee, Technical Committee. Kan? It's not true that we are not involving all people, that one division. I think that one we have the committee di peringkat jabatan yang melibatkan semua division, head, kita panggil head of a division lah, yang duduk siapa. Some, I don't know lah, head of division should be sit down with his officer lagi sebenarnya. Lepas itu, head of the division, research is there, social forestry is there, apa lagi, the LPA ada siapa. So this is a collective idea, collective input that we have. I think bukan sila MPD aja yang buat keputusan, yang buat semua kerja-kerja tu. So they have a committee di peringkat ibu pejabat tu. The OAS, all this head of the division ada di siapa. So I think maybe lepas daripada ni, all the head of division have to sit down with your own officers lah. Seperti yang Ricky pada tadi, what kind of task yang perlu dibuat oleh division lain dan juga di RFO lah. So that kita sama-sama untuk pastikan ini Forest Management Certification dapat kita laksanakan dengan jaya di Sarawak. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, terima kasih Bhgn Restorasi. So, saya rasakan nak stop sebab dah 10 lebih. So kita nak beri peluang kepada pembentang kedua. Jadi terima kasih atas komen dan pandangan semua dan soalan yang dikemukakan sama ada melalui chat dan nantilah pihak PMD akan menjawab soalan melalui chat lah. Tapi sebagai tambahan kepada apa yang telah Datuk katakan tadi, memang sebenarnya sebelum kita berbincang di FMCC Forest Management Technical Committee, kita dah ada edar dokumen melalui email sebagainya, minta komen daripada semua bahagian dan sebelumnya dan kita akan buat formaliti secara FMCC dan setelah kita punya barang bentuk Forest Management Plan yang dikemukakan oleh pihak pelesen akan diluluskan ataupun tidak lah. Dan untuk sebenarnya kita dah ada dasar juga berkaitan dengan macam ni, mun sida FMU tu gagal untuk mendapat lesen lah, mendapat persetujuan lah. Dan kita dah ada polisi berkaitan dengan dia, jadi saya rasa Encik Ricky boleh jelaskan nanti dalam chat lah. Saya asyik perlu nak jawab setelah saya tahu sebenarnya dapat berlaku lah. Jadi ada soalan juga dan soalan daripada Tuan Encik pun saya pun boleh jawab juga. Sebenarnya memang continuous latihan yang diadakan. So untuk kertas seterusnya, pembentangan seterusnya bertajuk Forest Landscape Restoration Implementation